Good morning, Urban Saints. I have the privilege and the joy of reading a story for you this morning. Another story from the Lion Storyteller Bible. And Liz kindly gave me the choice of a few stories, and I chose this one because it's a great story to share. Our story today is the story of Jonah the Groaner. So if you're ready, then we'll begin. Jonah was a groaner. That's right, a groaner. So when God told him to go to Nineveh and tell the people who lived there to change their evil ways, what did Jonah do? Jonah groaned. Not Nineveh, he groaned. Anywhere but Nineveh. The people who live there are our enemies. And when he stopped groaning, Jonah bought himself a ticket for a boat ride that would take him far away from Nineveh. God listened to Jonah groan. God watched him buy his ticket. But God still wanted Jonah to go to Nineveh. So when the boat reached the deepest part of the sea, God sent a storm. "God help us!" cried a sailor. "We're sinking!" "God save us!" cried another. "We're tipping over!" "God must be very angry," cried the captain, "with someone here on board." And what did Jonah do? Jonah groaned. "It's me," Jonah groaned. "I'm the one God's angry with. He told me to go to Nineveh, but here I am, sailing in the opposite direction. Throw me into the sea, and your troubles will be over." "God forgive us," the sailors cried, as they tossed Jonah into the water. And almost at once, the sea grew calm. "Oh dear," groaned Jonah. "I'm sinking." "Oh no," groaned Jonah. "I'm going to drown." "Oh my," groaned Jonah. "That's the biggest fish I've ever seen." And before he could groan another groan, the fish had opened its mouth and swallowed Jonah up. It was God who sent the fish to rescue Jonah and to give him time to think. He had plenty to groan about, of course: the fish's slimy stomach, the seaweed, the smell. But Jonah was still alive, and that was something to cheer about. So Jonah stopped his groaning and said a prayer. "I was sinking, Lord, I was drowning, but you saved me. So now I will do whatever you want." 3 days later, the fish spat Jonah up on a beach. And Jonah kept his promise. He went straight to Nineveh and told the people that God wanted them to change their evil ways. 40 days is all you've got, he warned them, and if you haven't changed by then, God will destroy your city. The people of Nineveh listened. The people of Nineveh wept. The people of Nineveh changed. From the king right down to the poorest slave, they decided to do what was right. And what did Jonah do? Jonah groaned. He sat himself down in the shadow of a tree and he groaned. "I knew this would happen," he groaned. "You are a loving God who loves to forgive, but I still don't like the people of Nineveh, and I wish they'd been destroyed." Jonah fell asleep, groaning, and during the night God sent a worm to kill the tree. When Jonah awoke, he groaned more than ever. "The tree is dead," he groaned, "and now I have no shade." "Oh, Jonah," God sighed, you cry about this tree, but you care nothing for the people of Nineveh. I want you to love them like I do. And finally, God added, I want you to stop your groaning. Well, that is the story of Jonah the Groaner. I hope you've enjoyed that. You might like to read the story from the Bible. Well, thank you. Take care. And we'll see you next week with another story from the Lion Storyteller book of the Bible. Thank you. Goodbye.